talk about the team this year. What our group of guys were able to accomplish this year is extremely special. If anyone knows anything about our Hillsdale football program, until the last 15, 20 years, there wasn't a whole lot of success. I mean, we'd have a year here and there, but it wasn't consistent success like we've had. We had been able to get to the playoffs for many years now, but we had never been able to get to that point where we were winning a regional championship. And this group of guys were able to accomplish that this year. And to get an opportunity to play for a state championship is very special and something that they'll be remembered for the rest of their life. I know that they created a new standard within our program. We always talked about our goal was to get to the state championship, but we had never accomplished that. These guys showed that it can be done if you put in the work, if you're a great teammate, and you show up and find ways to get better each day. So I'm going to be forever grateful to our group of players this year. They were a lot of fun to be around. They were team first guys, but extremely proud of them and proud of what they were able to do.
Questions?
This is your team's first state championship game. From Marion Local, it was their 16th championship game. Did your team have any sense of nervousness come kickoff time, knowing what you were up against? This being your first championship game?
Yeah, I don't know if I would say there was any nervousness, but I would say you can't beat experience. When you've been here 16 times, that gives you an advantage. Because I know how just from year one in the playoffs to year whatever we've been in the playoffs now, when you're used to it, obviously that gives you some positive things. But I don't think it was any nervousness. I mean, I think anyone that was out there at the game, we just got beat by the better team today. I mean, Marion Local, what they've been able to do in recent years and over the last 25 years is extremely impressive and definitely something special.
Coach, what do you tell your team at halftime when the score is 60-0?
Yeah, when we talk to our team at halftime, if we're being realistic, coming back from a score like that, it's probably not going happen. But I just talked to them about how proud I was of them and what they were able to accomplish so far this year. And at that point, when you're down 60-0, it comes down to the pride of yourself and the pride of your program. Like, what are you going to do in the second half to make not only the team proud, but also your family proud of going out there and battling? And I feel our guys did a good job with that. Today wasn't from a lack of effort. I mean, anyone that was at that game, it was just the other team that was better won. But no, our guys, I knew they would go out and play hard in the second half and play for their teammate beside them, because that's just the type of group that we have.
Coach, talk about the journey in general and your quarterback, Cale Lewis, who threw for 3,000 yards this year. Just talk about the journey, regional title, especially with Cale throwing a couple of Hail Marys in the regional semifinal game.
Yeah, the journey throughout the year was a lot of fun to be a part of. We had multiple players that set records that it's going to be quite hard to break for in the future. And Cale had a phenomenal year. For what he did as a sophomore is extremely impressive. I know a lot of players as a sophomore, they tend to struggle, and that wasn't Cale this year. He came out there from week one and made plays for us, and that's credit to him for the amount of work he's put in up to this point. He works extremely hard in the off season. He prepares each day to get ready for that game on Friday, and it's credit to the work that he put in. But extremely special season for him, and I'm looking forward to the work that he's going to put in over the next couple of years and what he can accomplish.
Now that you've seen it, I mean, what's Marion do so well?
I really think this Marion that impressed me the most is just how fundamentally sound they are, and you see that on film. But usually you can find weak spots on a team, and that's not the case for Marion Local. Heck, even when they rotate guys in, those guys who are getting rotated in are still guys who are the vast majority of teams in the state of Ohio, they would start for them. But that's just credit to Coach Goodwin and his staff and the program that he's built there, that he's built a team that is obviously extremely impressive.
Coach Klein, it seemed like your team got stronger as the playoff road campus got harder. Winning with 2 Hail Marys in a tournament, how much momentum did that give your Chargers to know that, hey, we can come to Canton when you look back at it?
Yeah, whenever you have success in the playoffs, that builds confidence. And our group has been a confident group throughout the year, and it was neat being part of that journey throughout the playoffs where I do feel we just got better each week. In the Malvern game, we let them come back there towards the end, and we were able to make some plays down the stretch with those Hail Marys. But yeah, our group I felt got better as the year went, and in the playoffs, you can just tell they got confidence and the more experience, and they played better each week to the point of against Cuyahoga Heights, which is a program that is known for having success. They went out there and really handled them from the get-go. And then the Danville game, not too many people gave us a chance in the second half when we were down 10, and they were resilient and they knew that they would keep battling, and they gave themselves an opportunity and won that game too.
For the players, just kind of talk about the experience of stepping out there onto a field like this.
I'm honestly speechless to go out there. Us as a senior class, we were winless in junior high, so making it to Canton is something that you could only dream of, and to make that come true is just amazing.
It just felt like a dream come true playing on a field like that. And just walking the field, we were just trying to all take it in, and like the bleachers and everything, it was incredible. It was just a dream come true.
Any of the three of you, have you ever had a competitive experience like you had today against a team like that?
That's probably the most, that's probably the best team I've ever faced in probably any sports. But a team like that, that's where we want to be like next year. So we're just using that as motivation to work hard all off season. And every time no one wants to wake up for lifting or anything, we're going to think back to this game and just work hard all off season.
Coach Klein, and this is a question for you and also all the players. You feel like you guys set a standard this season, but how good you've been this year, just moving forward, especially going into next year with a lot of your key players coming back?
Yeah, I think this set the standard, because the standard always was, even though we talked about our goal was to get to a state championship, what our program had experienced was just getting to the playoffs, winning a couple games in the playoffs. Now this changes the whole standard. They saw that it can be done if you put in the work, and I already know, like, I'm a middle school teacher at Hillsdale there, and I've had students come up to me this week talking about how they want to be the next group that makes it to the state championship and get an opportunity to play in Canton or wherever the state championship will be. So this group of players did definitely change the program, and obviously we're a very young group, and we're a group that we expect to have a great off season, and our goal is for this not to be the last time that you guys see us playing for a state championship.
One of the things that you do very well is you put life in perspective. How are you able to teach life lessons to your players after a brutal setback like you're seeing today?
Yeah, my biggest thing is like what our players need to understand, and they may not realize it yet, but when they look back on this, they were one of the two best teams in the state of Ohio. They got the opportunity to play for a state championship, and players dream of that their whole life. I know as a kid, I dreamed of that from when I started playing sports, of an opportunity playing for a state championship. And I know I worked extremely hard to get to that point, and I never accomplished that as a player. So for these guys, they will understand in a few weeks, a few months, to maybe even a few years, that what they were able to accomplish this year is extremely impressive, and something that no other team, and we've had football at Hillsdale since 1963, that's never been able to accomplish. And the way I look at it is, I know our guys put in everything they could, put themselves in a position to win this game. It just didn't work that way. So, but no, I'm extremely proud of them, and like I said, they're definitely a special group.
Coach, and any of the players, just talk about the community support, that the community rallying behind you throughout the season and this playoff run.
Yeah, our community has always been a special community. It didn't matter when the years were going by, when we weren't winning a whole lot of football games prior to the last 15, 20 years, people still showed up and they still supported the players that were coming through the program. And I know in the last 15, 20 years that I've been a part of as a player and also as a coach, you look in the stands and it doesn't matter if it's cold, warm, rainy, windy, you're going to see people there supporting the players. And then the same thing again today. Though from what I saw, I didn't really look up in the stands a whole lot, but it looked like our community showed up. I know there was more local businesses that were shut down because they were coming to support our players. And that's extremely special to me because that's what makes small town football so special. And they showed up and supported us. We had multiple meals throughout the playoff run and even throughout the year where they were there to support us. And no, our community is definitely special, and they came through again, and they will continue to come through for us.
Okay, we're gonna let these guys go. If you need more, you can follow them down the hallway, but congratulations, guys.